Hey guys, what's going on? This is Max with another Airsoft pistol review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Desert Eagle, the KWC Desert Eagle 50AE CO2 powered Airsoft pistol. I'm pretty much going to go over everything from the box that you're going to receive to the pros and cons of the gun and pretty much everything in the middle with construction, what it's made of, and everything else. First things first, I'm just going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the box. So I purchased this from Airsplat about 8.5 months ago for about 83 bucks, and the reason I got it for such a low price is because they had a promotional deal at the time, so I took advantage of that and purchased that. Normally you're going to find this for about 130 bucks or so on airsplat.com, but it's definitely worth getting it. Check it out on airsplat.com. This is the box you're going to most likely receive your Desert Eagle in. It's going to be shooting right around 358 feet per second, which is about 109 meters per second. So, you know, it's going to be shooting pretty hard. It's CO2, so you're going to have to expect that from something like this. It's going to shoot about 55 yards, and it holds 21 BBs, but I think it can hold maybe 24 plus one in the chamber from last time I counted, so, you know, I guess it varies. But right here in the right hand corner you have what it's powered by, this 12 gram CO2 cartridge and the 6mm plastic BBs. Since this is the CO2 version, it's going to come with semi-auto and full auto version, or full auto, sorry, my camera's being weird. Full auto setting. So note that this only comes with the CO2. There is a green gas model and it's only semi-automatic. So if you want to have more fun with the Desert Eagle, you want more options, grab the CO2. It's going to benefit you a lot more. But inside the box it's empty, but when you do get it, you will obviously receive the pistol, a box of 20 gram BBs, and a speed loader, and then the magazine is going to be already inside the pistol. But that is it for the box. Now we're going to bring out the KWC 50AE Desert Eagle itself. I'm going to go ahead and talk about first the parts that are all metal on this pistol. So you're going to get the outer barrel, the rest of the slide, there's an ant on it, the safety, the hammer, the trigger, the magazine button, and the field strip button. That's all going to be metal. Oh, also including the magazine is going to be 100% full metal. And then there is high polymer plastic that is used for the lower end of the gun and the hand grips. So, I mean, it's really good quality plastic. I would probably compare to the WEG series pistols polymer plastic, like the Glock. The lower frame has got that polymer plastic. It's about the same thing, so it's extremely durable. It's not junky ABS plastic, so, you know, it's really nice quality. That's pretty much the... Oh yeah, also, the slide catch, too, is also plastic, and the sights. So, I covered all the plastic pieces on here. Next thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about are the trademarks. Since this is the newest generation of Desert Eagle that KWC released, the trademarks are going to look a little bit different compared to the older version. For this generation, you're going to get, it's kind of laser engraved, I guess. It doesn't stick out as much as the older KWC models, where it's kind of like a bump, like a braille type trademark. But it's going to say Desert Eagle Pistol, Magnum Research Inc., Pillager, Minnesota, USA. And then, I mean, other trademarks, you're going to have, you know, the Desert Eagle emblem right here. And then it's kind of hard to see, but the safety, the semi-auto, and then the 20 is for full auto. That's really it for trademarks. Yeah, this is also an ambidextrous safety. Ambidextrous meaning you could use it left and on right. If you're a right-handed shooter or left-handed shooter, it works both ways. It's kind of tough when you get it. You might have to use two fingers sometimes just to kind of, you know, move it. because I feel like if you just do it with one finger, it might damage it after a while, since it is such a tough little safety. But I mean, after time, you know, it's gonna start kind of loosening up. Mine's already moving quite freely, so you know, expect that after a lot of use. Mine also did come with a Blaze 6mm orange tip that I did remove. It is reverse thread. You can see the threads inside the barrel, so it's quite simple to remove. All you have to do is just grab some pliers and kind of just tug and then twist at the same time. Just do that for a little bit and it'll pop out. It's quite simple. You don't even need to put it in hot water or anything like that, like I've seen other people do to kind of melt the adhesive. Just kind of just twist it. That's about it. For field stripping, it's quite simple. You got this button right here on this side. You push that down and hold it, and then you got a lever here, and then you kind of flip it this way. And then the outer barrel comes out, and then you can go ahead and do any type of cleaning, unjamming, or even removing the orange tip. It'd be a lot easier. Just grab it like this when you have the pliers, and then kind of screw it out. And then you got the recoil springs in there. It's going to be 2 of them. It's pretty nice. It needs all the extra spring power since the slide's so heavy. And then you got the CO2 nozzle. And then I'm not going to take the rest of it apart because it is really complicated to put it back on. Believe me, it'll take you a while. That'll probably be a separate video if you guys ever have any issues. Okay, I need to fix my camera. Okay, I guess I'm probably going to have to hold this thing now. But anyway, that's what this looks like. Pretty much half field stripped. I mean, you only really need to take the barrel off, like, you know, when you're cleaning. You don't necessarily have to take the whole thing apart. If you have like a cleaning kit, I guess, not a kit, like a spray bottle with silicone oil, usually they're gonna come with like extended tips that you can use, and you can kind of just stick it on in there. Okay, finally got this thing stable. And then putting this back on, it's the same thing. Just put it in the notch, slide it forward, keep it held like this, and then flip the switch back, and then it should be nice and put together. Okay, now that's the pistol. I'm going to talk about the magazine a little bit. It's all metal as well, except this, right where the seam starts, this portion up here has got some high polymer plastic similar to the lower frame. It's like the same material. And then everything else is going to be metal. You have the housing right here for the 12-gram CO2 cartridge. I would recommend putting a little dab of silicone oil on the tip of the CO2 cartridge when you use it, so it kind of lubricates it a little bit and kind of keeps the seals fresh. And then down here you got the Allen wrench screw for taking out the CO2 or putting in the CO2, tightening it and all that. It's a double stacked magazine, so it's going to hold, it said on the box 21 rounds, but I think I fit 24 in here. You could even do 24 plus 1 in the chamber. So I mean, other than that, it's your basic gas magazine. There's really nothing too special. It's got a nice weight to it. You know, it really adds weight to the pistol itself, which is pretty nice. I mean, other than that, for appearances, it looks really nice. It's intimidating. It's constructed out of very nice materials, I would say. You know, it definitely feels not cheap at all when you hold it. Like, it's definitely made out of some good parts and materials. It feels really sturdy, and it just sits in your hand really good. Like, I got big hands, so this thing just sits in there perfect. You know, it's really comfortable. Like I mentioned too, the heavy weight. This is 1-to-1 scale of a Desert Eagle 50 AE. It's huge. So you know, you're gonna get pretty much as much realism from this thing as you possibly can. I mean, this thing is just massive. You could just see with the slide pull all the way back. It's at least maybe close to a foot or past a foot long. And you know, it's got a really satisfying click to it. Like when you rack the slide and release it, you know, that's just picture that, you know, shooting on full auto at 900 rounds per minute. That's how fast the full auto shoots. It's insane. And it's got a really heavy trigger pull too, because I mean, even pulling the trigger back like, or the hammer back like this, it's really snug. You know, they got really some good tension springs in there. But for gas consumption, you know, being how big this gun is and how much the slide weighs, I'm fairly impressed with how much gas it consumes. Like, I mean, it's not even, it's I mean, it's going to be a lot, yeah, but it's going to last you at least 3 mags, which is quite impressive in my opinion. That's right around like 60 plus shots with CO2 moving this, like, you know, all that weight back and forth. It's crazy. But I'm not sure how much it is with full auto, because with full auto you are going to waste a little bit more gas because it's constantly cycling and just shooting gas out, as compared to semi-automatic. With semi-automatic you're going to get a better gas efficiency, and you're going to be able to shoot a lot more as to if you were on full auto. But yeah, this they do have extended mags for this model. I am not sure though, I have not seen it, but I know for their past I think their past models, or it was another Desert Eagle model that did have extended mags, which are pretty sweet. I was considering buying one, but I just don't know where to buy them. I'm going to go ahead now and talk about, I mean, pretty much everything I listed. This pistol's excellent. I got to say, it's extremely amazing. I love Desert Eagles. It's always been a favorite of mine. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I think of it and what issues and problems I've ran into in the past 8 months while using this. First things first, my first problem would be is that on semi-auto it would sometimes double or triple fire. So there's some kind of issue with this housing here in the piston and everything, and the safety. It's probably not connected, or something is loose in there, because on semi-automatic I would get like double or triple burst fire sometimes, which really irritated me sometimes when it was on semi-automatic and it'd be doing burst fire, which was really annoying. That's one of the problems I had. And then the rubber bucking that's in there that houses the BB, I actually had it slide out completely. This nozzle right here would constantly be pulling the rubber bucking out, and I would have to take the whole gun apart and fix it. And it would even pull out the stainless steel barrel out too. So I had to like super glue the hell out of it for it to sit in there. I mean, right now it's holding, but it does occasionally jam because the bucking is not sitting in there all the way. I pushed it in so far as I could. It's not going all the way in. So I mean, I'm dealing with what I got now. I mean, it still functions fine, but I do get the occasional jams, and it is quite irritating. So, but I guess it's kind of my fault, because a lot of the times when I did unjam it when I got it, I would stick the jam rod through here, and it probably over time kind of loosened the bucking out, and kind of that's how it all went down. But that was the other problem I came across. Now the last problem, this is kind of like an explosion waiting to happen, in my opinion. If you can't tell that there's some glue right there, that's because this frame, this back end is already cracking. I kind of super glue that just to kind of give it a little bit more strength, but that's not going to hold for long. And then if you notice here, right on top of the safety going down, there's another crack right here. So I'm guessing this crack goes right under this this sight. So it's definitely going to give out soon, and I'm kind of bummed about that, because it's, I mean, I guess some of the parts are good. I guess some are kind of crappy. You know, holding. Oh god. I hate this really ghetto stand, but okay. And then that's one problem that's probably waiting to happen. And then the other problem, if you can't tell, I have super glue on this bolt right here, and I have super glue on the other side, because literally a week after I purchased this and shooting it a few times and all that, those screws would just be popping out, and those safeties would just be sliding right out. I have to pick them up off the floor a few times because they just explode out of the gun. So those screws, or the threads, are just really crappy. They won't hold. I used plumber's tape. They still fell out, so I just used plumber's tape and super glue, and they're holding pretty good right now. But that's definitely another faulty design, and it's really terrible because it would not stay in there for the life of it. And also, another thing, crappy safety. Sometimes you would have moments where the safety does not work at all. It would literally engage. I mean, right now it's actually being nice and the safety is working, but there'd be times where I would shift it and the safety is just complete crap. Like, it doesn't even work. Like, there shouldn't even be a safety on this gun. But I mean, I guess there's a little pin in there that catches sometimes even when it's on safety, and it still makes it shoot. But I mean, that's like I said, it's something you'll probably run across eventually. When I did take this apart, I already I took apart the whole like housing inside, and I had a metal piece right here on the left side inside, just completely come off, like it just broke off and fell out of the gun. I haven't tried firing it since then. I mean, I don't think that's gonna affect the fire of it too much, but that's definitely, you know, something that's gonna break, I guess, on your own KWC Desert Eagle. But I mean, yeah, this gun has its pros, it has its cons, but I mean, even though it has a lot of faulty parts and something will break after a while, you know, I'm still going to recommend it and say, yeah, I want you guys to get this because I want you to enjoy the fun of having a fully automatic Desert Eagle. Because to me, it's just fun. I mean, you know, that's really all I could say. You're going to have a good time with this thing. You know, it's a unique pistol. It's huge. It's gigantic. It's a massive sidearm. You know, you're going to need probably a custom holster or something to fit this. But I mean, still, you could even use this as your primary if you really wanted to, because it's like a full auto beast from hell. You just might need to buy a couple extra mags if you're gonna use this a lot. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and give my honest rating about it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The reason why I chose an 8 is because of all the faulty parts and all the stuff that kind of broke for no reason. But I mean, an 8 out of 10, to me in my book, that's still a really excellent score, because I mean, it's been through hell and back, and it still works excellent. You know, I'm just taking a little bit more care of it. I mean, I always take care of my stuff. I always keep it in cases and everything, but I just use it a lot. So, you know, care has nothing really to do with, you know, if you use it a lot. I mean, but I mean, yeah, that's really all I had. That is my review of the KWC Desert Eagle 50AE. I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, I try to go in depth as possible, give you my feedback on what I thought of it and what I went through. But if you guys have any questions, definitely leave me a comment, leave me a message of some sort, personal message, whatever. And then, I mean, I could give you some tips and tricks on what I use to fix my bucking and everything. So, yeah, guys, happy Tuesday. Thanks for watching.